Today we are going to learn about muscle firing patterns with teacher Petrie and teacher Ducky. Hello! Enjoy the video! Yay!
So we're just going to check out the movement patterns of a trunk curl, a cervical flexion, and a hip extension. So these tests are used to see if the client is using their prime movers or if they're using their synergists. So we kind of want to see if their prime movers are weak or if they're stronger. So I have my client here, Ryan, and he's going to do all three tests for me. So the first one we're going to do today is the trunk test. I'm not going to tell him what I'm looking for. I'm just going to get him to do the exercises because I want to see what he's naturally doing. So if he's using his prime movers or if they're weak and he's actually using his synergists. So first test I said is the trunk curl. So Ryan, if you could just put your hands on your thighs, by your hips, and you're just going to curl up and try to touch your knees, and if you can't, that's fine, and then come back down, and make sure your head goes all the way back down each time. We'll do it about 5 times, nice and slow and controlled. And make sure you keep your hands attached to your thighs, so you don't want to reach, so just straight up and straight down. So whenever you're ready, you can go. You just look straight ahead, you don't have to look ahead. Okay, so what we're checking for is to see, you can do 2 more. If he's using his abdominals or if he's using his hip flexors to pull him up, you can relax. So you'll be able to tell if he's using his hip flexors as if his hips shift and kind of lift off the floor and then pull him up. Or you can't see his feet right now, but his heels would lift off the ground if he's using his hip flexors. But he's pretty good using his abdominals. So the next one is just going to be the head moving. It's going to be cervical flexion, so we're just going to have him curl his head up just to about, so his shoulders are just off the ground, and then all the way back down. Like I said, you're just going to curl your head up and come back down. So whenever you're ready. Good. Yeah, you don't even have to go that high, just so your shoulders are just off the ground. 2. Good. 3. And you can put your hands back up if that's easier. 4. Good. 5. So for this one, we want to look sideways to see if there's any head poke, because then he'll be using his anterior scalenes to be lifting his neck, and we want his cervical flexors to be rolling up each vertebrae of the spine. If you see a head poke, you can always use 2 fingers and apply a little bit of pressure on the head, because then they feel like they have to push their head forward more and not their chin. So then they'll push forward with their head just like that, to be using the prime movers. And the last one we're going to be doing, I'll just get you to flip over on your stomach and lay flat and try to keep your forehead on the ground as much. You can go up a little bit further too, so I can see your legs. There, that's good. So this one we're doing is the hip extension test. If you can put your forehead, it might be a little easier on your neck. If you could try to get your forehead up, it's a little easier on your neck. Keeps your spine a little more aligned. So this one is just to see, we're watching the hamstrings, the glutes, and the QL, just to see what muscles fire in which order. So this is in a prone position. You just lift your leg up, then put it back down, and that's just the hip extension test. So Ryan, you're going to lift this leg. Just lift it up. There you go, and back down. We're just going to do this a few more times. Good. So what should be happening is the hamstring, then the glutes, and then the spine. And then you can tell if the glutes are really weak because the hamstring will fire and then the back, and you won't see any firing of the glute muscle. Also, if there's a big curvature in the spine, then you can tell that they have an anterior tilt. Also, another thing you can notice is that if the knee is really bending, then they have really short hamstrings and they're really tight. You can relax now, sorry, and you don't have to lay down anymore. These tests are really good to see muscle imbalances and where people have reoccurring injuries. Yeah, so that's our kind of our 3 tests for today. Like I said, we just want to see if the prime movers are going first, or if they have weak prime movers and they're actually relying on their synergist muscles to be doing the exercises for them. So thank you to my client Ryan, and thanks for Lena, who always likes to make a nice appearance in all my videos. I hope you learned something today.